brand new merch alert. Man, we got a bunch of brand new, really cool stuff for you to purchase at tomanddan.com/merchandise.
Yep. We've got a pre-order with the baseball logo, the Tom and Dan Mediocre Guitar baseball logo that the Danger Brain put together.
It's so good. It's the O-Town Mediocre Guitars, and you can get the first ever fully fitted hat we've ever done. This is just like the hats that are handed to baseball players, and then, they're like, oh, here's your game day hat, fellas. It's a fully fitted, like I'm a 7 1/4. What do you think your head size is?
I have no idea, actually. I've always done snapback. Really? So we have, there is a snapback, right?
Yeah, if you want a snapback, I'm getting both. Because I like a snapback for when it's hotter, like when I'm washing the car, doing something like that. But when I'm going out, but I still want to rock a hat, I like a fitted. I put a little bit, of a bend in it. Kind of like Big Boy from Outkast. That's the way I like to ride my hats.
You can bend this hat. Yeah. It's not a flat brim.
No, you can
it's like every other baseball hat, a minor league baseball hat.
I'm doing a bunch. I'm going to do one where I'm going to do like Southern California. I'm going to flip it up. I'm going to run one with a little bend. I'm going to run one flat. I'm going to run the snapback.
Yeah, there's only about a week and a half left of this pre-order, and we're not going to probably do this again. So if you want this, it's a great Christmas gift. And speaking of Christmas, we've got our Tom and Dan straw hats. We got straw hats for kids. We've got the Silla pint glass cups. They're like pint glasses that are made of silicone. We've got those on the website. Yeah. We've got some new BDM shirts.
Did you hit the Halloween shirt?
We got a new pre-order Pabone Halloween shirt.
Yeah, you got to get on that one. See, we've got so much cool stuff we're rolling out. We forget about the Halloween shirt. Is our second Halloween shirt we've ever offered, and you got about a week on that too. It's a pre-order.
And basically, we got our stuff together, and we're trying to put a bunch of stuff out and plenty of time for Christmas. So don't wait on all this, because we're not a big enough company to make all this stuff again and then put it all out. It's going to take. It'll be after Christmas.
We need to do what the kids do and call these merch drops.
Yeah.
We'd be like, yo, son, we're doing a merch drop on the we do like quick little merch drop.
Yep. Also, Air T&D in Sanford, if you want to book that, especially when it, as it cools down. Yeah. There's tons of events and stuff that are happening in Sanford.
The Sanford folks are crazy, and they've decided that they can't have an event-free weekend from now until the end of time.
Yeah.
They're always looking for a reason to wheel out some golf carts and party, so just book it at bookairtnd.com.
Yeah, basically everything that we offer, even like organic meats, they're still shipping out.
Yeah, the meat boxes are on there.
It's all on tomanddan.com. Like
it's
everything
disorganized, but it's all there.
Yeah.
Look, you won't know where to find it. You can't find nothing.
You gotta scroll up and down.
Yeah. You're gonna work for it, but it's there.
It's there. Enjoy this Affion Crockett interview. With us in studio, he's going to be at the Improv, 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Last time we talked to him on Zoom, we were just chatting before.
And he had all these cool things behind him. He's like in a media room.
It must have been, we must have spoke before I left L.A.
Okay, did you? I didn't know you left.
Yeah, no, what I mean is before I traveled to Orlando.
Oh, yeah.
I was at home in my home studio.
Yeah.
And I had my Eddie Murphy photo in the background and all that stuff,
Affion Crockett's here. How you doing, dude?
What's up? I'm well. How y'all doing?
Good.
Glad to finally see actual human beings again.
I know.
I hate Zoom. I hate it. I hate it. I mean,
I like it for when you got to have those meetings because everybody has a business now. Everybody's important, so they want to meet you all the time.
Entrepreneur.
Yeah, but when I know there's a meeting that's just going to waste my time and energy and traffic, I love Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Counterpoint. Taken but
when it's with people you love, you'd rather go see them in person.
Or people I've never met, and I don't think we'd ever had Affion in. So, to meet a new person via Zoom, it's cool, and we were really excited. I went back and watched a little bit of the interview, and I looked so crazy because I was like, oh my God, we got a comedian. We get to talk to somebody because we hadn't had anybody rolling through.
So, Affion, I saw a YouTube video of this crazy person from the audience get on
Florida
stage.
person.
Oh, yeah, Jacksonville. Shout out to Duval County.
Oh, my God.
And
Old city.
As I'm watching this crazy lady stand on the corner of the stage.
I got Karen'd.
But
I did get Karen'd.
Do you look at that and you're like, is that person, was she blacked out drunk? Was she crazy?
She didn't seem like she was.
What was it?
She was off. She was off, but she didn't seem drunk. She just seemed.
She was definitely drunk.
Okay.
And possibly something else.
Yeah. There seemed to be something not clicking all the way.
She wasn't.
What did she expect to happen? She just stood on the stage.
That's why. Look, I got to use the term Karen. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a level of entitlement that some of these suburban white women have. That are the PTA presidents, and they zone out the neighborhoods for their kids.
Yeah,
and
she thinks she's at the goddamn school board. She's like, now you're going to hear my sign.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hands on the hips and everything.
Yeah.
And I was literally just talking about sex. And she wanted to get up and save the audience from my vulgarity.
But she went to the show.
Right.
But that's what confuses me.
Did she know who you were?
I guess she wasn't prepared for the level of sex conversation that I was having with the crowd, because she obviously wasn't getting it like that.
Sure.
So, I went in deep. So to speak. Pun intended.
Yeah.
But that's what drives me crazy about these things is it's not like you were like the PTA meeting invited you in and they're like, hey, let's get the school money fundraiser together, bring in a comedian, and then you're doing your stand-up.
Will bring.
And she was like, oh, I'm offended because I'm here at the PTA meeting and Affion's talking about sex. But she went to the Affion Crockett comedy show.
My show.
With, I assume, someone else, and that's why I'm mad at the other person that didn't grab her.
She was with her husband. And he just sat there.
He's got to hear that shit every day.
It's his fault. No, it's
especially
his
when
fault.
it made TMZ.
Yeah. He's like, oh, God.
It seems like a lot of people accidentally go to comedy shows, though. Like, seriously, because this happens to a lot of, your contemporaries and people that we interview. They're always like, yeah, I don't know why that guy was there. And they don't know why they're there.
Sometimes people just see that there's a comedy show in town and they just go because it's just a show.
It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. Yeah.
It happens.
But then they're not familiar with the material and they get offended.
If you don't like it,
leave.
Walk up and leave.
No one's forcing you to stay there.
If Affion doesn't care if you get up from your seat and walk out, that's fine.
I really don't.
Yeah.
I really don't.
You storm the stage and get up, and then, because what are you like? There's a zero win for anybody. You look like an idiot.
She could have gotten hurt too.
Yeah. Someone could have tackled her.
You could have tackled her. I mean, what if you just kicked her or something? What, you punch her in the face?
And I said that in another interview, but the problem with that is I know where we live. I'm a black man, and as soon as I kick her off that stage,
you're the bad guy.
It's exactly. I'm villainized, and it's a whole nother headline.
Can we just, as a society, agree that if you're performing on stage and someone goes on stage that is not allowed to be on there, you're allowed to kick them? And then as a society, we laugh at you kicking them.
But it should be open, like to the point where the person walks up and then like you can stop. You be like, and everybody's like, yeah, and you're like, no.
Let's be clear.
You crossed the line.
Going forward, since that night, everyone's been put on notice.
Right.
You're getting your ass kicked off stage. Yeah.
I
got people in the room that you know what I'm saying? Well, I got somebody with me right now.
Yeah, you don't need to do it.
You just never know who's going to snatch you off the stage if you get the idea you want to get on it.
Exactly.
You know what I liked? Remember when that crazy person stormed the stage for a Dave Chappelle show?
You were there.
I was there.
And they beat the shit. They turned that guy's arm backwards.
They beat the shit.
Chicken winged his arm.
Yeah. His arm was backward, and they beat their shit out of him.
I've never seen an ass whipping like that before, where everybody I've known, everybody I know, other local everybody, my mom, anybody you could talk to, and they were like, he deserved it.
I would have been part of the foot stomp. The way we were at the Hollywood Bowl, and so it was so many people jammed in the backstage area. I was right by the backstage door, but it was locked because they didn't want people going in and out. Of course,
Sure.
Chappelle's on stage, right? I'm literally in the back and I'm gonna name drop on purpose so you know the level of what that room was, and why people weren't just like going in and out.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is back there.
Really?
Okay.
Puffy.
Oh my God.
Chris Rock. Pregnant Rihanna, right before she had the baby. ASAP Rocky. Like, it was a whole room full of who's who.
Yeah.
And
it's crazy.
And it's the end of the show. Like, we're celebrating Dave, and then we're watching the monitor backstage, and we see the guy try to tackle him. and we knew his security was on the side of the stage. But Hollywood Bowl is so big, it took a little bit of time for them to travel to get to him. So, but by the time they got to him, they got to him.
And
they got to his ass.
Yeah. You could tell when the guy, he made a mistake going backstage because he basically said like, all right, now everybody's
pulled into the pit,
because they would have beat his ass in public, but probably a little less. Once you're behind the stage, they stomped him off.
Like, so you gonna run to the private corner
where no one can see what's
behind
happening?
the curtain?
Yeah.
Thank you.
He would have done himself a favor if he just laid down on stage because they probably would have beat him.
He didn't think that far through.
No. He's like, I'm going to go for the darkness.
And even the beating to this day is still alleged because no one saw anything.
Right.
We don't know.
Who knows what happened? He could have tripped and fell.
He ran into the wall and fucked his arm up.
We saw him getting wheeled out. I'm like, they beat you good. And I'm glad they did. And
I am too.
And I'm glad everybody saw it because it puts the message out. Hey,
don't try this shit.
You're gonna they're gonna break your arm in half.
Settle down, Jacksonville. Jesus.
So, Affion, I also saw the episode of Cardi B's reality show that you're on.
Yeah.
And so, how does that happen? Where like there's do you know her? Did she call you up? Did her people call you? The producers? How's that work?
The producer is a friend of mine.
Okay.
And I've met Cardi before, but the producer is a friend of mine, and he called me. Was like, look, man, we got this fun. You and Cardi B in the forest trying to find, trying to figure out how to survive in the forest. It'll be fun. Cardi tries, and I was familiar with the show anyway, but I was like, yeah, sign me up for that. And Cardi's one of the most humble, sweet, reserved people. Like, we see her public persona and we think that she's this, outspoken person.
Sure.
But she's just one of the most kind people in the world. So it was great to just be out there and
And everybody says that.
We were talking about this before the show.
Like all these different people, like before, like when they set the scene.
People have personal interactions.
They're like, she's super sweet. She's so great, and you get that a lot too with people talking about you. Like,
I try.
You got a guy here who the major impressionists in our world say that you're the best impressionist, and then you say you're not an impressionist, and I think that's awesome.
I mean, I appreciate when people say that kind of stuff, but. I know what my limitations are. I know what my strengths are. And when I hear other comedians or artists that are really great at voice work and impressions and all that, like I take a back seat. I do the ones that I do and it's cool, but I take a back seat, man. I like to be a fan of other people when I see them do their thing.
Well, let's talk about that for a second, because I also, in one of the interviews, and Sam and I were talking about that before you got here, I find it really cool that you've been doing comedy for as long as you have, but you're not a hater when it comes to like influencers or new styles of comedy.
People coming up.
Instagram people, YouTube people, because you're like one of one. Like, we've had so many comedians that come in here that they don't really shit on it, but they don't understand it.
Right.
They don't want to fully support it. They don't want to really lend their full support to it. I'm not saying they're hating, because I don't want to hate on them, but you're the only one, I think, that has come in here that's like, I don't like, and you use the example, it's an example that my mom and dad used about if you get 100 on the test and Tom gets 100 on the test, Tom's 100 on the test, take anything away from what you got on your
Eddie
test.
Murphy's example for when him and Richard Pryor were being pit against each other.
Yeah,
right?
You use that example, and it must have been where my parents are stealing from Eddie Murphy, of course.
Right.
It's always stealing
I
from
also
the
use the example of, I think some people get stuck in their ways and they don't want things to change. And when you talk about the new media and the social media comedians, to me, it's the same thing that happened when cars had power windows. People didn't protest that and it's like, no, I need to roll my windows down. I'm going to need that to stay around. And if it's not a roll down window, it's not authentic, it's not original, it's not good.
That window's got to pay its dues.
It's got to pay its dues. I want to get big biceps by rolling that window down every time I get in the car. Nah, you got to change with the times. And in any time, I don't care what the era is, there's good and there's bad. There was corny comedians back in the 90s, back in the 60s, back in the 70s. And there was great comedians back in those eras. Every era, every platform, there's going to be good and bad. And on this social media stuff, I don't even pay attention to the ones that are corny. I pay attention to the ones who make me laugh. And that's just all I care about. I care about people who are talented and entertaining. And I understand, I live in reality. Time always changes. You can't live stuck in an era.
But Affion, do you think there's any truth to the fact that since like social media comedians are coming up a different way, they're training per se a different way on stage?
Oh yeah, you mean the quality of
the quality would be diminished because the way like you came up through stand-up comedy and like all these other comedians we talked to, like
the writing, the honing, the crafting.
They put in so many reps in so many rooms of people that didn't know who they were. And that was a tougher way to come up than obviously you get popular on social media, you promote a show, and now you got an audience full of people that already know you. Is there anything to say like that the harder reps will make you a stronger comedian?
But here's the thing, I not necessarily.
No.
Because as much as I love and respect the traditional stand-up, I am a child of these people, the George Carlins, the Chris Rocks, the Eddie Murphys. I'm a child. I'm a student of that, right? But there's also, if you allow your mind to think outside the box, you can create a whole nother format. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have the reps. I preach reps to young comedians that ask me how to get great at this. You got to put in the work. You got to study the greats. But when you get to a format of somebody like the 85 South show, and those guys like Chico and Carlos Miller are traditional comedians, and DC Youngfly was the social media guy that learned to do stand-up. He put the work in to figure out how to do stand-up. But now they had this whole improv show that they do, and they're selling out arenas. So they've opened their mind to saying, we didn't want to do the traditional format. They still do it. Like they'll do individual shows where they do traditional stand-up, one-on-one with their audience.
Yeah.
But they'll come together for this 85 South show that's a live format that is breaking records. So to want to be stuck in it has to look a certain way, it has to feel a certain way, you're going to miss out on what could be a new innovation in the art form.
Yeah.
And I'm always looking to innovate. Always. Yeah. While having my traditional values.
Yeah, no,
I like that. I like that.
So, like, there's no substitute for reps, but
there's no substitute for hard work, because the reason why those guys can get on stage and improv for an entire 2 hours is because they have reps.
Yeah.
They're confident. They're comfortable. They already know what they got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Person that doesn't have, if you come straight off social media and you try to stand in front of a crowd for an hour and a half to 2 hours. Ooh. It's going to get real dismal.
Yeah,
you're going to start sweating within 5 minutes because you have nothing.
Yeah.
But when you know what you have, you can stand on that stage and you can sit on a stool, you can lay on the floor and talk to the audience.
Yeah.
And you know that you're going to have what it takes to keep the audience captive.
Do you enjoy the newer aspects of like TikTok and
I do it all, man.
Do you like that stuff, though?
I do it all. Yeah. I'm a martial artist. I love Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee says, if it helps you to look after yourself in a fight, you should learn it.
Okay. I like that.
He was the first MMA mindset back in the day.
Like, learn it all.
Learn it all. Because there's always people saying, what in martial arts, my style, karate is better than kung fu, and taekwondo is the superior art form. And Bruce was like, nah. Taekwondo on this person's body type may not work the same on this other person's body type. So you have to learn what works for you and learn it all. You never know when you're going to end up on the ground. So learn jiu-jitsu, learn wrestling, learn grappling, learn judo, learn it all.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I do all the platforms.
How do you not get tired though? How does somebody like how do you, because we get a lot of comedians in here, and a lot of the comedians that we get in here that are successful like you, they're constantly like never-ending energy,
driven. I mean, just
driven,
obsessed with drive.
Yeah, and
I think that's the algorithm that pushes us. The Instagram algorithm, the need to feel like you got to always be posting and always be seen. That kind of drives us, but we get tired. You know,
how do you recharge yourself though when you're tired?
I just do stuff that I love.
What do you love?
I love watching TV. I love movies. I love going to the beach. I love dates. I love going on vacation. I do the things that I love to put me back in that peaceful zone.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
What's your vacation spot?
I anywhere tropical.
Okay.
Like,
man, that's like me.
You can find me on any island.
I love the Dominican Republic. I just love that.
DR. I've never been to DR, but
It's great, man. It's just like even the birds look cooler. They got swallows everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not a remarkably exotic bird, but when you're in, Orlando and all you see is blue jays and cardinals, I'm like, you see a swallow, you're like, oh my god, it's exotic.
Exactly.
Yeah, it just like it puts you in a different mindset.
Yeah, I love a good island, man. And my mom's from Trinidad, so
right on.
I'm an island boy.
Oh my god,
I'm an island boy.
Also
I'm an island boy.
Another Florida guy. Like we
God
fucking
damn it.
suck. We fucking suck. We're the fucking worst.
What is our I see him on TikTok
Why do
and I'm
we
just
have the
watching.
Island Boys?
And now obviously like people are hating him and they're just and for whatever reason
It is catchy though because for the first week, everyone, my mom, you, everyone's like island, and I'm like, I don't think we're supposed to say that. I don't think we're supposed to do that.
I mean, it's nonsense. Whatever.
It is. Yeah,
it's not a real song.
We call it like social media freak show, where people are just obsessed with the freak show aspect.
You're not
of
from
it.
Florida. We're from Florida, so we gravitate to that. So like we will look up Daddy Longneck. We will look up Gucci Berry. We will look up all these freak shows.
And then I'm obsessed with figuring out how are they making money.
Yeah.
And I know
alive?
A lot of it is through cameos and stuff because people will just pay $100 to have an Island Boy birthday message to the friend.
We're in an era now where all you have to be is seen a lot of times. If you get a lot of views, you get a lot of numbers, you're now a celebrity.
Yeah.
That's just what the era is, you know. And so people, because that video was circulating so much, they became celebrity. As ridiculous as the video was, it was circulating because we were kind of laughing at them. And then they became celebrity because of the circulation of the video.
Can we come up with a different name other than celebrity? Because I feel
we did influencer, right? But that sounds bad too. I don't want to be influenced by
But even influencer is not a good time because they're not influencing me.
Island boys aren't influencing me.
They're not reading a commercial for Manscaped, and then I'm like, Island Boys shave their pubes with this. Like, they're not doing it.
They're social media personalities.
Yeah.
But it's like calling the Elephant Man in the 1800s an influencer or like a celebrity. It's like it's just like it's people. Yeah. People come out to like, oh, look at them.
I gotta tell you,
they're just watching the train wreck and the oddity of it, and there's no. What's the value? There's not.
It's a circus.
People are laughing at them.
And how much are they?
It's bearded lady entertainment.
Affion, how much?
Oh yeah, it is.
It's a circus.
Are they making 600,000 a year between the both of them? Are they making $60,000 a year? I don't know. What is it?
I never count another person's money.
Tom's obsessed with it.
Yeah,
we are. Stop thinking about
we
it.
do have a problem with it. We see these guys. We're like, how are they? What are they like?
They're renting a mansion. Yeah, like that's expensive in Miami or West Palm.
If I were able to get their SunTrust card and run it in there and just go available balance, what's in there? It's so
$30K, $300K.
$62,000 is what I think. 62.
62?
Yeah,
you gave him a number.
Yeah, I think
a hard 62 balance.
$62,000, and they've had a couple of overdrafts. They've had no more overdraft forgiveness.
It's more.
Nah, I would say 11,000.
Oh wow, that's probably the authentic
because
answer.
People know how to fake opulence now. You know what I mean? The ones that show it are the ones that don't really have it.
That's another thing I became obsessed with is like fake. Remember Fake Watchbuster?
Yeah.
I became obsessed with Fake Watchbuster on Instagram. This guy would go and find celebrities, and then he would like tell you which ones have fake jewelry on it. And I just became obsessed with it. Like there's certain things, I'm like, why?
That's why I don't wear jewelry.
Yeah,
I'm just not going to do it. It's not worth the attention.
Make yourself a target too, man. Like I've got some friends that like giant necklace. I'm like, why are you wearing that?
Well,
downtown Orlando. That's not. You don't wear that.
Do you remember the Hard Knocks with Chad Ochocinco? And he went to Claire's and bought some big fake diamond earrings. And I remember watching that. He's on the show on Hard Knocks. He was like,
"It made me like it more.
If I wear these fake earrings, everybody thinks they're real because I'm rich."
Exactly.
But he's like, "But they only cost me $13 instead of $13,000." And he's like, "I'm going to save my money." But everybody, it gives the same effect. And I remember, I was like, "That it makes sense."
And it is smart when you call yourself out, but when you're who was it, Lil Bow Wow that was like on a plane and he was pretending it was like a private jet, and you're like,
he was faking.
Yeah, well,
they shot,
pretending like he was.
Took a picture of him and Coach on the window seat.
He's in there reading Sky Mall.
He's not owning it. Yeah.
It's like they say. It's the clothes that it's the man that makes the clothes, not the clothes that makes the man.
Yeah.
I've done it for years. I'll buy cheap sweats or I'll get free clothes from different brands, and people, because of who I am, will be like, "Hey man, is that so and so, they'll name the big name brand.
Yeah.
That's like thousands of dollars. I'm like, nah. How about nah? This is Oshkosh Bagosh for grown-ups.
And well, we laugh and say they got to only have $11,000 in their account, but then the Cash Me Outside girl, what's her name?
Danielle.
She made $50 million.
Yeah, well, we call it's Bad Barbie.
Bad baby.
Bad baby. Yeah.
She bought a $5 million mansion in Miami, and then I was like, "What? This can't be right." And then I looked it up, and she made was it? I say $50 million. It was
a big number,
dude. It was like $6 million in one day, in like 24 hours.
$6 million in a day.
I don't know how true those numbers are.
Right.
Look, if she made it...
Also kind of gross that everybody waited till she turned 18 to see her naked, but whatever.
Well, that's because there's a lot of pedophiles.
I had
a lot of pedophiles.
Well, my answer to that was at least I waited. You know,
right?
You know,
but still, it's like, oh my God, society paid her $6 million in a day to see her nude on OnlyFans.
Well, I don't even think she got nude.
It was just like provocative.
I think it was just provocative,
nuts.
Which makes it even better. Like, shout out to her, man. If you can just give a little cleavage and buy a $6 million home cash.
She's also giving out scholarships now for trade schools. She's using her money for good.
I had a woman pay me $200 to see my ankles. So
for real?
You just never know what someone's fetish is.
Do you have good ankles?
I have very slim.
They're great. I'm looking at those ankles.
Some good ankles.
We call them Affion ankles.
Man,
smooth ankles, man.
They're really smooth ankles.
Yeah, man.
Smoother than our website. We have an older website gentleman that works with our company, and as you get older, your hair falls out of your legs.
Right.
Yeah, and he's got smooth, but yours are better. Yours are way better.
Yeah, women think I shave my legs, but I've just always been this smooth.
Yeah, just to see a smooth man.
Well, speaking of someone paying you $200 to see your ankles, have you done a private show for a bunch of money for someone like comedy?
Yeah, well, we had him on Zoom.
Thought you were going bad baby style.
We asked you this on Zoom, and you said, I have too many of these. And
that's a risque question.
Right?
You gave us a couple of them, but have you had any recent horrible gigs that...
Not at all.
No, you don't even take them.
Even the gig with I don't take. I'm at a place where I can pick and choose what I want to do, and that's very essential for my peace, my health. I don't have to grind and like take.
And
40,
people call you
40 gigs a month.
Like the Martin thing, they called you, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like
the hosting's hard, man. Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
It makes me nervous. We've done a lot of hosting, and I will give us a compliment. It's hard for me to give us compliments. We're good at it. I think we are. As a team, we do a good hosting job.
Because we got each other to fall back on.
I don't like doing it. It is where I'm getting at. It's so... we get into each other's heads, and we try to get everything perfect, and we're remembering a lot of names and a lot of questions and things that sponsors may want us to say and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we do a good job, but when we get done, we're laying there. I'm
exhausting.
Mentally,
that's the part that I hate is the sponsors.
But you're doing it on a much bigger level. Like you're doing the Martin. This is somebody also that is your friend, somebody that has been instrumental that you probably looked up to.
1,000%. Yeah.
So what's that like? I mean, how do you curb that amount of anxiety that I'm even giving myself right now?
Who's one of your favorite artists, or what's one of your favorite TV shows growing up?
Oh, what you said?
Well, Martin was one of them. I watched it growing up.
Yeah.
Whether it's Seinfeld or Martin or Fresh Prince or Friends, imagine watching your favorite show and then you get called to host the reunion.
I don't think I can do it.
Yeah, I would probably decline.
It's a dream, though. It's you get
but if I fuck it up, I'll never forgive myself.
Well, Affion can handle the pressure.
Yeah, he's been doing it for years.
Nah, the one thing about me, because I've put in my reps, I can handle anything. I'm down for whatever call. I'm ready. When I did the movie not Soul Man, Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins. With Martin. That's when I first met Martin in person, and it was star-studded. It's Mike Epps. It's Michael Clark Duncan, rest in peace. It's Monique. It's a lot of people on that. Cedric the Entertainer.
Yeah.
Big movie. James Earl Jones. Like it's a whole big cast, right? I'm the puppy. I'm just getting in. And one of my boy Sean that plays Nipsey on Martin.
Yeah.
The bartender, he comes to me after my first few takes, and he said, "Hey man, we was in the back, me and Martin's crew. We thought you was gonna fold because a lot of young comedians, when they get on screen with him, they get intimidated. They can practice it one way and they look great. As soon as the cameras roll, they deliver the line with some hesitance.
Yeah.
And I was the complete opposite.
He went for it.
I went all the way for it, and then I made Martin laugh during the take, and he was like, "Man, we commend you on that because you really dug in and you came with that confidence." But I take that with me everywhere. Like if you put me in a movie with Eddie Murphy, I'm going to rise to the occasion to whatever Eddie Murphy needs for that movie.
Yeah,
I have to do that. That's my hero, But I got to show him I studied you. Same conversation I had with Keenan Ivory Wayans and the whole Wayans family when we did Dance Flick. I said, Keenan, I went to the school of Wayans.
Yeah.
So I'm paying homage to you. As you see me do something that you think is funny, it came from you. Just know that.
So you go hard it's not a competition. You go hard out of respect. You're like, look, you're here and I admire you and I respect you. So I'm going to give you my best. I love that.
It's like LeBron passing the ball to Kyrie or anyone on his team. He wants them to help win. It's a team effort.
We're a team here,
Yeah, he's not passing to Kyrie so Kyrie can now get in front of him and dribble the ball. Like, we're on the same team.
Mark this for me to play for my daughter at some point, this whole conversation. Look, seriously, though. Like, I love it when we get people in here that grind hard, and then it fires you and I up as business people, like, because this is our business, and then we see you, and then we take little nuggets and things that you say, and it's inspiring, to have a better.
And let me give y'all flowers, because you said it's hard to give yourselves compliments.
We're not good at it.
When we did the Zoom interview, I think I even said it in that interview how pleasant it was to sit down with you guys, because you guys don't ask the typical questions. And your personalities. I didn't have to know you for a long period of time to see that your personalities are very genuine.
We're not looking at you right now, are we?
Yeah, we get no, you're about to cry.
Look down at your
Dan's about to
we
cry.
get uncomfortable. I'm about to cry a little bit.
Well, but just let me say this: you all are very good at what you do. It came through the screen on the Zoom. I do a lot of interviews all the time, and I don't always enjoy them. Like they come off whatever, but you guys, you're cut from a different cloth, and for what it's worth, bank on that.
Thank you, man.
Use that as and put it in your confidence bag.
Thank you so
much.
Yeah. I appreciate it. I mean, last thing we'll talk about this is like me and Daniel have talked about just being honest and being who you are, and then trying to be the best who you are you could be. Mm-hmm. And I think people don't like fake people. And as soon as people realize someone's acting fake, I think that's kind of like what the Will Smith shit was. Is like all of a sudden we're like, whoa, this is not the what you portrayed. It's like people will go hard. Like society will attack you if they realize that you're faking it. And they don't want to hear.
I don't think that was the issue with Will Smith. He wasn't faking it. Will is a genuinely nice guy.
Yeah.
I've been around him a few times,
and
he didn't have to have the conversations he had with me. He doesn't know me.
Right.
I'm you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not a producer or somebody that's big in his world, but he's always made a way over years, like a decade span. He's always taken time, and I've seen him do it with other people, right? That moment was just a moment in a man's life that we will not understand. It could happen to any of us.
Yeah, he was going through some
freak out. Okay,
it just seemed like a disconnect for sure, like a lane. Like what lane is that?
And it was in a venue and on TV, one of the biggest watch nights of so it's in front of it played out in front of everybody against someone that we also love. So at no point was he faking it. That's probably the realest in his frustration of him actually being able to express it.
Oh, interesting.
But it just played out in the wrong place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I guess when I say faking it, I mean it shocked everybody that Will Smith did that.
Well, it was just different.
And so whatever Will Smith has portrayed to the masses, I think the masses were like, "Whoa, this is a odd behavior from someone that we thought we knew," and that's why I'm,
But that's like saying again, I just paid you guys a compliment, right?
Yeah.
Y'all could leave here today and get in traffic, and somebody does something stupid, and you lose it. You're like, "Yo, get out of my lane!"
Oh, I do that all the time.
We all do it. We all do it. It's just not played out on a big stage.
Yeah. I guess
so. You know what I mean? It's not that you're not the nicest guys in the world, but you also have this trigger. If somebody is messing with you and that day is just not that day.
Yeah.
It's just another part of you. It
like
doesn't
right
mean that
now,
you're faking it.
I'm doing an interview with Affion Crockett. Like, I could be shitting my pants in AutoZone, and everyone sees it, and I'm standing there, and I got spark plugs in my hand, and I'm just shitting my pants. And everybody's like, look at this idiot.
Well, Affion, thanks so much.
I think that's a good place to end.
Yeah, thanks for coming in.
Shit your pants. That's the end of the interview. 2
shows tonight, 2 shows Saturday, theimprovorlando.com.
Go out there.
Get your tickets. Go see Affion.
Get yourself a cold beer and enjoy a night out.
2 cold beers because there's a 2-drink minimum.
Yeah,
but don't jump on stage.
No.
Do not.
Pull your friends back if they try.
Here, I'll say it because no one else will. Keep your fucking mouth shut when he's talking. You shut the fuck up. And if I find out you're talking, God, I hate that. Shut your mouth.
Shut
Be
your
respectful.
damn mouth.
If any Tom and Dan listeners are
I told
talking
Krista,
or get on
if she
stage,
sees any of our
you're
listeners
allowed to
talking,
kick
I
them.
told her no, I said she's allowed to take them into the street and just push them into the road.
Yeah.
What happens to bouncers throw I like the movie
Right? The old school by the pants.
By the pants, and they throw you into the street. Why don't we do that anymore?
I've had that, but I'm little,
media.
but I've had that happen.
No, I gotta say there are some clubs, improvs that have security that don't play. Like I was in Miami and this guy tried to come backstage right after my show. He walks on the stage and opens the door, and he's trying to tell me that his family wants to meet me or whatever. But he did it so aggressively. 2 seconds later, the improv security snatched him up, chicken winged his arm, and they tossed him out. Like, so there's still some people that are on the job.
I feel like we need to beat some people up every once in a while. We have to do it.
Every now and then you gotta get your ass kicked.
Just a little bit.
Every once in a while. 2 shows tonight, 2 shows Saturday, theimprovorlando.com. We'll see you on the Friday Free Show.
Yes, indeed.